Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another video with Brooklyn. How are you this marvelous Monday morning? I want to come on here and extend some morning motivation to you all. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day, a terrific Monday, and I hope you all just, whatever you have been praying for, I hope that this is your time. I hope it's your season for it to manifest, okay? I hope that whatever you have been seeking God for, whatever you've been talking to God for, whatever you've been working toward, whatever you've been striving for, I hope that it is your season for it to manifest into your life today. I hope it's today. Because we all have a season, you know? We all have a time when things come about in our life. A lot of times we want something so bad that we jump into it. You know, instead of taking our time and holding off and staying back, we jump into it. And when you jump into something, if it's not the time, a lot of times it just doesn't work out. Not saying that it could not have been, you know, that could have been what God wanted for you. But if it's not his time and you rush into it, a lot of times it don't work out and you rushed into it. And because of your impatience, you disrupted your destiny. You know, don't disrupt your destiny. Try to be patient. I'm guilty of that. I will try to rush things. You know, I will try to, help God out. You know, he may let me know something that he, will doesn't mind for me to do or for me to have, and then I go rush it. And next thing you know, I'm in a situation that if I just would have waited, it could have went another way. You know, like for those of you who want another job, maybe I'm going to use that for an example. You know, you start putting in your applications because you do have to put your applications in because a lot of times jobs don't just fall in your lap unless you know somebody. So just say, for instance, you don't know anyone and you want another job. You're just unhappy with your job. You know, and you're putting applications in. But a lot of times a job will come through and he's telling you that he's going to give you a job, in your spirit. You have an unction. I feel like I'm going to get another job, But a lot of times you go on a job interview and it's just something about the job, the interviewer, the company, it's not right. It's not right. You walk away from that interview with an instinct, a gut feeling. It's just not, something is not right. Even the night before, you may have had dreams about it. That it was a horrible place to work or, things like that. But because of your impatience, you take the job and it's worse than the one you left. Or they get shut down. Now you don't have a job. A lot of times you have to be patient so he can give you the job that you so desperately want and so desperately deserve. And when you get there, you're in a happy place. Everyone's nice, they don't mind training you and working along with you. There's not a lot of strife and gossip. That's everywhere, but maybe it won't affect you as bad. You have to be patient. Just like in relationships, if you're dating someone and they want to get married or you want to get married and they're not ready to get married, be patient. They may be saying, well, I want to get married, but not right now. Be patient because a lot of times when you push a relationship, into a marriage, it doesn't work because the other person wasn't ready. They wasn't ready to get married. Not saying that they're out cheating and messing around and doing things behind your back. They just wasn't ready to get married. Maybe they've been through a lot in another marriage. In previous relationships, and they just scared to take that jump, and it's not time. A lot of times it's just not time because God has to prepare you. He has to prepare you on how to be a wife. He has to prepare that man on how to be a husband. Most people are not born knowing how to be a wife. They're not born knowing how to be a husband. You learn those traits from people that you're around, your mother and your father. But suppose that you grew up in a single parent home. Your mother can't teach you how to be a husband. She can't teach you how to be a wife if she's not a wife. There are steps and guidelines in the Bible that tells you what a wife should do, tells you what a husband should do. But if nobody is able to teach you how to do those things, you have to wait on God to prepare you. A lot of times you have things down inside of you that will break up your marriage. It will break up your home. So God has to cleanse you and purge you. So don't rush into a marriage. If you're dating, be patient. The marriage will come. Because ultimately, I would hope that most people are dating with a marriage on the end. You're dating with a purpose. You're not just dating just to be dating and messing around and sleeping around. Hopefully you're dating with a purpose that at the end of this, I will be someone's wife. You know, he will be someone's husband. Hopefully that's the outcome. You know, I know, I've been married a couple of times and I don't want to, go through a divorce or anything like that. So it's good to wait. It's good to wait. It's good to wait on God to lead you and guide your footsteps and tell you. He may not speak to you audibly, you know, but he gives everyone an instinct. He gives us a premonition and a conscience. He gives you those inner things that tell you, don't do this. Don't marry this person. Don't take that job. Don't buy that car. You know, he's done that to me on several occasions. I wanted a car so bad. My car had been totaled. And I like Lexus. That's my favorite car. And I had a nice Lexus and it was totaled, right? So I settled with the insurance company and I was such in a hurry. I wanted a Lexus, right? So I went, instead of me waiting, I went and I got a Lexus. I bought one from an owner and it was a lemon. I wound up spending so much money to get it fixed. I wound up getting a Lexus, but I had to wind up going, instead of paying for like just with one owner, where I didn't have any car payments, I wound up with car payments, you know, which I was trying to avoid because the car that totaled didn't have any car payments. I was done. But my point is, I went to sleep before I bought the car from the young man. I went to sleep, and see, people are going to pay for that because you know when your car is no good and you sell it anyway. You sell it anyway, you know it's not no good, and you shouldn't do that because it comes back on you. But anyway, he knew the car wasn't any good. The car was beautiful, but it wasn't any good under the hood. So I was asleep the night before I actually purchased the car. I dreamt that I was in the car and the doors locked on me and the car started slinging around in a circle, just slinging around in a circle. It was throwing me everywhere. It was throwing me everywhere. Then finally the doors opened and the car just threw me out into the middle of the street. And in reality, the car was gold, but in the dream, the car was black. Okay, that was a clear indication. Do not get this car. You are going to have trouble with it and you're going to waste your money. But instead, I get up the next morning, ignore that, purchase the car, and that car gave me hell for a month. For a month. No matter what I did to fix that car, it was something after another, after another, after another, after another, after another, till my money just dwindled that I got from the insurance company. Patience is a virtue. You have to be patient in anything that you are trying to do. This is for me too. It's for me because I jump and I rush and I do things and I mess things up along the way. So I'm trying to learn that and teach myself that you have to be patient. Okay? You have to be patient. So that's excuse me. That is my morning motivation tip for you all out there. If it's something out here that you have been praying for, asking God for, wanting, I pray that this is your season. I pray that this is the day that God has decided to let that prayer be heard and answered. He's heard it, but let it be answered. But if not, continue to be patient, continue to hold on, continue to fight the good fight of faith, okay? And with that being said, I'm going to say vielen Dank. That's thank you very much in German. So vielen Dank for watching me and choose. That's what? That's bye in German. You all have a marvelous Monday.